All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, well, peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect, Shalom Barakatum. And working title, man, but you know, I'll just say this: these people are not better than you, okay? It really just looks like it. All right, when you look out like into the world, when you just pull yourself out of your own issues and you just look around, it's a good idea to just people watch, man. I'm planning on working that into my schedule. All right, as this weather starts to break, to just go out and watch people, man. And what you'll notice is these people are hurt, man. Most people are going through it. Now, the thing that brought this to mind was an article that I saw about how many people are living in cars, how many people are broke. All right, groceries have spiked up. But you know what hasn't? But you know what hasn't gone down in all of this? Pride. Pride has not gone down in all of this. So that's what you're seeing, Akim. All right, you're seeing a very hollow, thin shield of fake confidence that they're projecting out as far as they can. But when you look at it, you can just move it over, man. These people are very sensitive. They're very ripe for judgment. So if you're just passing by, it just looks like these people, you know, are doing better than you. But everybody is portraying a caricature of them, of their real selves. Most people see most people through social media. It's not how they're really living. That's not how they really, it's not what they're really dealing with. All right, a lot of these women that you think are because of the way they look, they're in good case. They're not. Many of them have terrible studio apartments. Okay, it's messy, it's dull. Okay, a lot of them are living out of their cars. Like, how are you a woman living out of your car, man? You should just, all of these simps, all right, but they're proud. That's the core of it, man. It says in this article, more Americans turn to living in their cars. All right. Crystal Audit tried to get comfortable in what she called her bedroom, the back seat of her 8-year-old Ford Fusion. To stretch her legs, she had to leave the passenger door ajar, but September nights are raw in the Pacific Northwest with sheets of rain that cut to the bone. All right. And I was seeing videos of women, man, that are living out of their car. They got a whole, this woman had a whole German Shepherd in her car with her, man. She didn't have an SUV. She had like some kind of Honda. I don't know if it was an Accord or a Civic. But she had a German Shepherd in the back, living out of her car. Now, the sad part is this woman was overweight. Okay, so how many meals is she really missing? How are you living out of your car? Where do you work to let you bring your dog in? You know? But these people they're not right, man. A lot of them took that, you know what, in 2020, they don't think clearly, and they're trapped by their own pride. A woman will double down on wickedness because her pride will actually hold her hostage, man. Even when she knows that she was wrong. All right, and this effeminate behavior gets trapped into young men as well, and men start behaving like that, and there's been generations of that now. Okay, and men are very dangerous when they behave like that. Women is one thing when they behave that way. It's like, it's annoying, but when men do it, now it's a danger. It's a problem now. Okay, and this is grown, man. But let me skip down. It says Audit 49 earns over $72,000 a year as a social worker, so she makes decent money. 72 grand. That's like double what a lot of people make, man. And it says, but a combination of bad luck, bad debt, and bad credit score priced her out of her apartment in Bellevue, another suburb in Seattle, one of the most expensive housing markets in the country, with an eviction looming. All right, and that is gonna put these people over the edge, man. Housing has become unaffordable. People are fleeing the West Coast. They're fleeing places like New York, inner cities, urban areas like Chicago. All right, Philly. They're going to places like Texas, Florida, Tennessee, You know, they're coming out here in the Kansas area, the Missouri area. But all of it's getting expensive, man. All of it. Everywhere you go is going to be expensive. And groceries are hitting everybody. And then we're finding out it ain't had nothing to do with inflation. It's these companies realize, hey, we don't have to drop the prices anymore. We don't have to drop our prices back down. People are still paying, you know, this amount for bread, this amount for milk, this amount for eggs. So we're just going to keep the prices high, man. And they're still raising them. So when you look around, man, you got to remember what the Most High promised us, all right, and what he promised these people. Let's get to the scripture. Okay. This is Job 21. We brought this out a little bit in camp this past week. Job 21, it says, Job says, God will deal with the wicked. And that's how we have to look at this. The Most High will deal with these people, man. Okay? He knows every single person. He knows their wickedness more than we do. You're just mad at the circumstances that you can see, but the Most High anger, the scriptures say he's going to have to put his anger in us, man. Because we actually or don't even have it in us to be as angry as we should be, because the Most High sees everything. He sees the root of what causes these people to be proud. All of their dirty little secrets that they do, you know, he knows these things, man. So that's how you have to look at it. The Most High has the record, and he's going to punch their ticket, call in the tab. All right. It says, Job 21, starting at verse 2, it says, at 1, but Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. All right. And it says, suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. All right. And so basically these words are to be a comfort to us, man. Okay. Don't let these people say whatever they're going to say. Let them enjoy this brand new 2024 BMW with a $1,100 car note. All right. And we're going to see how that ends up for you people. Okay. But it says, verse 4, as for me, is it my complaint to man? As if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? All right. So these things are troubling to look at, but we have to remember where we are, man. We're in captivity. We're in a prison. It doesn't matter how America tries to sell you on the American dream and all this other stuff. This is a prison, okay? And it's mainly imprisons people's minds, man. Okay, most people can't stand Americans when they go overseas, because your mind, even though you left the landmass, your mind is still confined to a backwards, degenerate way of thinking. Okay, it's very proud and narcissistic and very hedonistic, meaning, you know, live in the moment, do whatever you want, what's the big deal type of attitude. And other cultures are not having that, man. But that's the prison that you're in, man. We have to remember that it's a physical prison and it's a mental prison. Okay, so these is just part of the things of that cup that we have to drink, man. All right. But the Lord in due time is going to deliver us. It says, verse 5, mark me and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid. Trembling taketh hold of my flesh. Where do the wicked live and become old, yea, are mighty in power? Like, so why are these people allowed to just go on, man? Usually, man, if you're in debt, you got to work your ass off. But these people they're not doing that. All right. Why? Because debt has just been made it's like a river, man. You can just get more credit card debt, personal loans. All right. You can refinance. You can do pay as you go. And it hasn't caught up to people yet, but it is. It is now. All right. And that's the thing. That's why it's important to be in the spirit of watching, because that gives us solace. That gives us comfort, knowing that these people have just spoiled themselves, man. Okay? It starts with student loan. He gets you while you're younger. You're 17, 18. Oh, I'm going to go to college and do this. And then you got 80,000 stacked on you when you leave college, and you don't have no job in sight, man. A lot of you living back home with the parents. Okay? But because of the bread and circus, the distractions, the entertainment, you know, Diddy in the news doing that, or Joe Biden said something that didn't make no sense again. All right, and before you know it, you know, you've forgotten that these people are going down a very extremely dark path. Okay, and then it messes with you. But let's see what it says. It says at verse 8, their seed is established after them in their sight, and their offspring before their eyes. All right, so we had to watch Esau get filthy rich off of us and chattel slavery. All right, and then even more so, they took all of the land that we managed to accumulate after that in Jim Crow. All right, forced us into to hold hands with Esau, but really hold hands really meant integrate into the lowest part of the new society with civil rights. Okay, and then so we've watched their children grow. We've watched their children get wealthy, man, and just inherit wealth, man. All right, that's irritating, man. All right, to a wise man, but see, when the scriptures say, wisdom maketh the wise man mad. All right, there's a reason why it says wise men, because the men who are not wise, they're not upset about these things. They're like, what's the big deal? You know, I can get money too. But you're supposed to have beef with this. Any injustice, if you're a righteous man, you're supposed to have beef with any injustice, man. All right? But let me skip down. It says, verse 27, okay, because it says, yeah, verse 27, behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. Okay, so you can't look at the Most High and look like he doesn't know what he's doing, because he's letting the wicked prosper and do all of these things. All right, we know that there's a lack of judgment. We read the scriptures about, wrong judgment proceedeth, the law, because the law is slack. All right, the Most High knows these things, man. He's letting it build up. All right, that's what you got to deal with, man. You got to wait, man. It's patience with this thing, man. Okay, some of the best fishermen, the best hunters, what trait do they have in common? Patience. Okay, it doesn't matter how good you are at grabbing the hook on the angle, or being in the right spot, or how good of a shot you are with the gun or the bow. If you lack patience, you're out of sync with time. All right, so we have to wait, man. All right, but it says, verse 28, for ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? All right, so you don't know the tokens of the wicked, man. When Isaac gave Esau his blessing, he said, you get the fatness of the earth. All right, and the Most High has got to make good on that promise. He's got to let Esau rule the earth for a period of time. All right, but that doesn't mean that these people are better than us, man. You gotta think of a kingly mindset, man. All right, it says, do you not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? Okay, that's the main point. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. The Most High said he's gonna bring them forth to the day of wrath, man. All of that substance, it's not gonna matter. All of this thing, they're living it up. It ain't gonna. They're not gonna live good and have this illustrious life of opulence, and then they're gonna use that opulence to escape the judgment. No. All right. As a matter of fact, let me go to Zephaniah real quick. Zephaniah 1:17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Jehovah. Man, what does it mean to walk like a blind man? That means you walking around not knowing anything. You don't know what's going on. You have no clue, and that's these people, man. Only in today's society can men walk around like blind men? And how is that? Because they're completely handicapped. They don't know east from west, north from south. They don't know what side the sun rises. They don't know they don't know what position, you know, or the phases of the moon, what day of the month it is. They don't know basic herbs, survival techniques. A lot of men nowadays can't even change a flat tire, man. They need, what are they? They're handicapped to their cell phone, man. These demonic devices that everybody's got walking around, they're slaves to them, man. People's attention span is shortened. They can't remember short strings of numbers, man. When we were kids, when I was a kid, man, I had like, man, dozens of phone numbers memorized. Okay? And I can't even do that no more, man. My attention span is suffered, man, from having these damn phones being in this society. Okay? So when all of these things get cut off, watch grown men and women walk around like chickens with their head cut off because they have not been unplugged from the internet in decades. They literally have just been relying on information that Esau feeds them through his algorithms. All right? But then it says, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Man, that doesn't sound very nice. So you got to put things in perspective, man. Yeah, they're driving their new cars. You know, they can pull out all of this debt and seemingly never have to pay it back, it seems like. But that's okay, because they're running up a debt that the Most High is going to collect on swiftly. Okay? It says, verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath. So all of that wealth they amassed, all of this stuff, these things that they bought, is not going to save them. Okay? Know that. And conversely, the people that are doing the right thing, the men of the Lord, that don't have anything, that don't have a lot of substance, we're going to be great. We ain't save up nothing. We ain't got nothing in our bank accounts. Many brothers may have negative bank accounts, man. All right? And what's going to happen? The Most High is going to flood us with substance. All right? The good stuff. Okay? You know, back in the old sitcoms, they have a reputable guest over, and the woman will go get some wine or something, and he's like, no, go get the good stuff. You know, you break out the good china. That's what we're going to get, while everybody else is struggling, man. Some people are going to be dying of famine, and we're going to be eating things that will cost hundreds of dollars in food. We're going to just get that, man, for free. You know, and you have to believe on these things through faith, because the Lord basically said we were going to be taken care of thoroughly, man. All right? It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. The whole land. So if you're not exempt, okay, according to Ezekiel 9, all right, you're going to get swept up in this, Israelite or not. It says, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. All right. So these things, we have to be able to read the scriptures and take comfort in these things, man. So our spirit doesn't get battered and drained. All right. Let me see. Go down. In this article, again, it says around the country, real estate is being set aside for people like Audette in the form of parking lots. Uh-oh. So people about to be in their cars a whole lot more, living in them. Okay? It says dozens of such lots have opened in the past 5 years, including as far east as Pennsylvania and North Carolina. They are sprinkled across the Midwest and Green Bay, Wisconsin, Duluth, Minnesota, and they dot the spine of the Pacific Northwest, providing a safe harbor for a growing cohort of working Americans who are wedged in the unforgiving middle, man. And that's what it is. It used to be something to attain to get to the middle class, man. Now, what you have is just enough income for Esau to tax you more, okay? And you have just enough income to not get any extra welfare or assistance. That's what they've done, man. You can't get a lot of help here if you're in the middle class. They say you make enough. All right? You're not gonna get a bunch of big tax breaks. They're gonna say you make too much. All right? So it's a squeeze. All right? And the squeeze has been getting tighter and tighter and tighter as tensions have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, man. All right? We just have to pay attention, and that's why it's important to watch, man. Okay? Be in the spirit of watching, man. Go around and observe these people, man. Have a conversation with a few people, man. See what kind of spirit they're in. Okay? Don't look at what they got on or their car, none of that. These people are not having a good time, all right? Because it doesn't really matter the substance you got. If you're morally bankrupt here, all right? Men of great substance off themselves all the time, man. All right? It says they earn too little to afford rent, but too much to receive government assistance. All right? That's the spirit. I was just saying that. And have turned their cars into a form of affordable housing. Okay, and y'all gonna have to do that when y'all around here running with these $1,000 notes and these Hellcats. You gonna have to live in those motherfuckers, man. Excuse my French, forgive me. You gonna have to live in them, man. All right. And even still, the repo man gonna be looking for you because you can't afford that. All right, let me finish it here in Baruch 4. And I'll start at verse 30. It says, "Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee." Okay? The Most High will comfort us, man. And honestly, the real righteous men of the Lord, when we read the scriptures, we're comforted. When I read it, I'm comforted when I read this, man. And it has nothing to do with how much money I make or what my social status is or any of this other vain nonsense. All right? But it says, verse 31, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee." And that's probably what I'll title this, man. Okay? It says, "And rejoiced at thy fall." All right? The people that rejoiced, that mocked you, because you got on an old pair of J's and he got the fresh ones, and they think that that's something to mock over, man. Meanwhile, his woman is probably on top of another man. The priorities are all out of whack here, man. This is not this is nothing to feel shame over from a bunch of people that are backwards, reprobate degenerates. You're not to feel shame from these people, man. All right? The Lord is at work here, man. We just got to wait for it, as they say. It says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall." Verse 32, "Miserable are the cities which thy children served." And who served these cities, man? Who is still serving these cities? Okay? It's only till recently where these so-called white people, these middle class Edomites, are having their kids or have to work a job at McDonald's. That's just recent, in the past 20, 30 years or so. Before that, they didn't have to work a job. Their parents had money. Okay? Their parents had money to put them in college without a loan, had the connections to get them a job after that, and then they would go in and take over the family business, or they would, be connected into a new network. But now they don't have that, man. They gotta take out a loan now. They gotta send your kids to public school next to these so-called blacks, Negroes, and Latinos, man. All right? So now their kids gotta work at McDonald's and Wendy's. All right? And the Lord did that, man. The Lord is doing that. All right? But all the while, we built this up, man. It's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the reason why McDonald's and Wendy's are able to come up and expand the way that they did. Why? Because only people who don't have any other choice can afford to work at these places like McDonald's, man. All right? If you work at McDonald's, it's because you don't have no other option. That's been Jake the whole time. But now the curses are reversing onto these so-called white people now, man. All right? But we serve these people, man. We serve these cities. We built these cities up. And Esau will tell you otherwise. Why? Because his name is on the paperwork. Oh, Jake, he didn't invent anything because we, you know, well, it's not on the patent. Well, why would he put a slave on a patent? All right. Why would he give you credit when all he's done is discredit you? His whole MO has been to discredit you, man. He took your name, your language. Okay, he's painted you as savage animals, brute beasts. Okay, and you think he's gonna give you credit? You're out of your mind, man. He's gonna say, no, we built all of this. All right. Let me read that again, verse 32. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. All right. Miserable are these people, man. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, just like back in the 80s, they were like, oh man, look at these niggers. They're doing crack. What's wrong with them? Just say no. And then the opioid crisis comes around. It's like, oh, wait a minute. We got to do something. I bring that out all the time. All right. But y'all were rejoicing when we were being destroyed, man. Being made a mockery. And we were a laughing stock because, you know, we couldn't even be in the same household as our women. Okay? Mocking the fact that our women were known for having attitudes with us, trying to emasculate us in front of other white people. All right? It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. All right? That's the main point. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. What is that talking about? The missiles, man. If nothing else, you just can thank the Most High that these missiles are coming, man. All right? And she shall be inhabited for devils for a great time. All right? So these are the things to put things in perspective, man. You know, I'll end it here, Lord willing. This is edifying and encouraging, man, to you brothers, you younger brothers, any brother really, you know, because this place is so demonic, it'll literally have you forget these things, man. But that's why you have the brother, man, the Akim. That's what exhortation is for, all right? Encouragement and uplifting, man, because we really are close, man. This eclipse passed, we really are almost out of here. So with that, I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom.